doing just a little bit on the van today, and then I'm actually going to my sister's house and gonna go on a bike ride with my niece. I bought her a nice little bike for Christmas, so she wants to go for a ride. But today what I did on the van, anywhere there was a hole in the box where there used to be, like, this is where the divider wall was here. I think there used to be a shelf here at some point or something. I put some carriage bolts and they just kind of dig into the wood. And then I put some sealant around them and snugged them down from the inside with a nut and a washer. So no water, or no more water, can leak down into the wood and rot this wood out between the fiberglass. That's what happened in the back here. That's why these were all rotten. Oh, I gotta fill that hole right there. And then I added the my grab handles today too for getting in and out of the back of the van. I hadn't put those on yet. Sorry I didn't show you any of the process. I just wanted to get it done. I mocked up the tail lights on this side yesterday. They're just kind of sitting there just for reference. I was gonna install them today, but I ran out of time. So I'll get those on probably tomorrow. And then I gotta match this side over here. I'm not gonna wire them yet. I have a problem with my headlight switch, I think is bad. I know I have a bad ground back here I saw that was broke. And the battery on this thing is junk, so from sitting, and then it froze, so I got to deal with that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got some other shit I want to do tonight. That's it on the van today. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Hey guys, it's a couple days later. Worked on the Suburban a little bit. I didn't film any of that. Trying to do a little bit on the van before it gets dark. Sun's already down. So doing the tail lights, and I got my holes. This one I had to bring up just a little tiny bit to get my spacing correct. Basically just found the center-ish and just winging it. Gonna drill the holes for the wires. Hopefully that's the right spot. Oh, I gotta do a little bigger hole for that ground wire. You know what? I can cut that off because I gotta wire that in anyways. So I'll just cut that. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, see? There you go, the wire's coming through. And then I'm gonna run these wires down here through the floor. And then the tail light harness is basically over here. Then there's this side. It comes across over here for this side. I'm gonna have to extend that harness and come up. This will be an insulated wall, so these wires will be in that wall. I'm just gonna install them. I'm not gonna wire them right now. I'm not gonna deal with that until later. I got those kind of screwed on there. I can tweak them a little bit. That top one looks like it's slightly crooked maybe, but I can mess with that later. Just wanted to screw them in, get the wires poked through the hole so they'll sit flat and get a look at them. I still got to pull them back off, and then what I'm going to do is put sealer around the holes when I put the wires through. So I just wanted to get those mocked up. Just get something done on this. Hi guys, I don't know when the last time I filmed was, but I'm putting the tail lights in. I think I mocked them up last time. I don't know. You'll know, it'd be like 2 seconds ago, but I don't remember. Got some sealant here. This is like marine stuff. Can you see that? Is that focused? Anyways, hopefully that focused. I'm gonna put some sealant on the holes where the wires go through. Come on. This stuff's pretty thick. You actually have to warm it up. I had it in the toaster oven because it's so thick. Okay. Then what I did is I put a little masking tape on the wires so when I feed them through they don't get covered in goop. Can you see that? Anyways, you get the idea. And then I bored out the holes for the screws to give me a little adjustment so I can get these lights nice and straight, because when I first put them in they weren't exactly straight. Maybe I need to put the sealant on after. I kind of pushed it all off. I pushed the wires through and then seal it. That didn't really work. Okay, that worked more better. Okay. Well, now I know for the other side. Here, I'll show you. See, it kind of pushes the sealant aside, and then you have a hole again, which defeats the purpose. So, yeah. So anyways, that's the learning curve there. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, those are just sitting up there with the wires kind of holding them loosely. Put some screws in, and then I can start to align them, just kind of eyeball them. They just need to be close enough. No one's ever going to notice. Maybe we should conceal it on the screws too, huh? That looks pretty straight-ish. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's fairly straight. It's not perfect. Whatever, it's fine. I doubt this is in focus, but maybe you can see it. A little seal around the screw, and we'll do that on each one. Maybe I should use black sealant because the lights are black. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, jeez, just made a mess. It'd be good if I use my brain and I think this stuff through and I don't do shit like this. Okay, before I switch to the black sealant for those screws I was just showing you, I might as well use this white to seal this piece of trim here. When I put this on, all I had was black, and I used it, and I don't know if you can see that. It left kind of a black line, and I just want to put white there just to kind of blend it. Come on. God, this stuff is so thick. There you go. I'm doing a terrible job here, as usual. Okay, that section's good. That section's good. I got it. I got it. I got it. Winning, winning. Oh, screwing up. Yeah, pretty lumpy and shitty. So, does anybody else do this where they just put way too much shit on? Well, it'll definitely be sealed. I know how to fix this. Jesus Christ. Too much stuff. Okay, that's fine. Let's just get it off the face and call it good. Nobody's ever going to notice at 50 miles an hour going down the road. It's funny, for as picky as I am, you think I'd be better doing this kind of stuff. But there lies my shortcoming. Now getting this line is easy. We just do this. Voila. Okay, I'm going to go grab a tube of the black and use black on the screws on the taillights. Okay guys, now when I tell you, sometimes I'm sure I've said it before, I just fumble through this shit and I really have no idea what I'm doing. Well, I mean it, like I can't get this open. Come on. There it goes. So, yeah, so I'm fumbling through this, learning along the way. Don't always think things through, like using a white sealer on a black part. Duh. Okay, let's try this again. Grab a screw. Is this gonna focus? It's hard to do this and watch the camera, but we'll try. Is this stuff gonna come out? I unplugged it. There it goes. This stuff is also really thick. So this stuff is crazy strong. Same thing, had to put it in the toaster oven, warm it up. Yeah, that seems to make more sense. Black instead of white, so you don't see it. Now, I just gotta do all the rest of those, and then I gotta mount those over there and do the same thing. Okie dokie, tail lights are installed. I do have to wire them. The headlight switch, I have a problem with the headlight switch, it's not working. I think the switch itself is kind of, see this little button pushed out here, and the switch, when I had this switch out when I was testing the original tail lights, I couldn't get them to work. This switch was kind of taped together and janky, so I think the switch itself is broke. I need to take it apart and test it and figure it out. But the tail lights are in. I am gonna have to grab this wiring. Can you see that? I'm gonna have to cut these plugs off here and then extend these wires and bring them up inside the van and then run them to the new lights. But that's for another day. I just wanted to get those on there. I think I might install this today. This piece of trim is just sitting here. It's not glued or screwed. There's another piece of trim that goes over here that holds the lower latch plate. So I might put that in. Maybe I'll get in here and dig out these old seals and glue in my new seals. We'll see how far I get. Okay, pulling the old seal out with my screw prior, also known as a chisel, because who the hell uses flathead screws? Throw those things in the trash. Jesus, people. It's 2023. And that just sits in this groove and it seals against this surface right here on the door. So hopefully the stuff I have works. It might be a little too big, but we'll find out. Let me try some more of this out. Some more of this? More of it. Let me try this out. And then I'll just kind of dry fit a piece of that and see how it works. I moved on to other things here. I got this piece of trim installed. That's what the weather stripping goes in. I got some screws in it going down into the metal below the wood. And I got some screws in the face as well. I made these little strips here. So this sits up a little bit from this surface, and then this is what the latch catches for the bottom of the drawers. I'm going to rubber undercoat these and let those dry. I think what I'm going to do though before I undercoat that is just continue on peeling this shit out. Getting out of this side and the bottom, just a little test run here, dry fit. And this weather stripping I bought looks like it fits pretty perfect, which is great. So my measurements were correct. It has some double-sided tape on it. I'll probably glue it in as well. And I've got 45 these corners, and I'll put some sealer in the corners to make sure they don't leak. It's getting dark. I don't know if I'm gonna mess with this tonight. Gonna run out of light. Maybe I can get just that bottom one in or something. Okay, it got late and dark, but I'm still working because it's not cold. I ended up just installing this seal all the way around. I'll show you a little more detail when I have some daylight. Not for a while though, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I worked for 4 days in a row and I have 3 days off to work on the van. I'll be back on this next weekend. There's plenty to do. This is just one of the little steps. All right, I'm gonna clean all this mess up, put all this stuff away, call it a night. Oh yeah, I ordered, I didn't show you guys these. I got some more recovery gear for when I'm out tromping around or getting stuck. I got myself some Max Track knockoffs type things. So if I get stuck in the mud, hopefully those will get me out. I'll figure out where to mount those in the back somewhere here. You saw in an earlier video, got the spare tires on the side and the bike, and then the winch is gonna live here. And then there's a secret compartment here, shh, don't tell anybody, and then a couple of them up there that'll have some gear. I'll figure out a spot for those, maybe under the bed or on the wall or whatever. I'll figure it out. Just kind of a fun little thing. I'm definitely going to have a bunch of recovery gear for this van. Part of this build, if you haven't figured it out already, is I like to camp in pretty remote places. You'll see much later down the line, or maybe this is an old video and you're watching now, I'm going to be taking this van into some pretty remote places, and I need to be able to get myself out of a situation that I might get myself into, because I can be a dumbass sometimes. So, all right guys, till next time, here we go.